Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to another Almost Too Old for This, the channel where I react to Jesse Cox's Too Old for This channel, where he reacts to content for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. So, these are actually from last week, but it's been Christmas and holiday stuff, so I've been busy. I haven't had time to, sit down and react to this, but now I do. Here we are. So let's react to new toys. It says Millennial reacts to new toys too old for Gen Alpha toys. All right, here we go.
All right, we're doing this again, and this time, ho, 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 he says with a turkey on his head and no actual Santa. Well, hold on. I got 2 Santa hats, which is more than Santa has. So I'm twice the Santa, twice the fun, baby. And
true.
Twice the holiday episode. That's right, we're doing a whole Christmas thing.
Twice the
because
Santa.
It's the end of the year, and we've been talking about Gen Alpha and Gen Z for far too long. Some might say we should have stopped a while ago, but here we are.
I mean, you know what? I've had a lot of fun doing this. It's genuinely been a decent time learning about a lot. I don't say a great time. Notice, it's been a decent time. There's been some really fun things, some okay things, and some things I never wish to see again. But hey, you know what? That's the fun of it, right? Just learning new stuff.
And as we learn about them, I figure now that we're at the end of the year, what are the Gen Alpha kids gonna get for Christmas? What are they interested in? What are the things at least being marketed to them, right? And
That's
sure,
true.
there are tons and tons and tons of toys, but I had to go see for myself. And the result is today's episode.
All right, let's do it.
So I went to the mall to go explore and see what there was to see. I went to all the different stores trying to find various toys and things targeting Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And what I realized is Gen Z's too old for toys. Although, you could probably still get some, but I'm saying kids toys. You know what I mean? They've aged out of child toys. But if you still want to collect them, I'm not going to tell you not to, hell, I got collections of things. What I'm trying to say is I backpedal. I wanted to see what was being marketed to these people, especially Gen Alpha, what parents would buy these kids for Christmas. And so I went to all the stores. I went to GameStop, which by the way, I don't know what's happening to GameStop. It is 12% games, 90% trash items, mostly blind.
That's because most people aren't even, another great pod, most people aren't even buying shit at GameStop anymore for games. It's they're just throwing a bunch of fan stuff like that, right? Funko Pops and Pokemon cards and things that they assume people that play games would like, anime, right?
Boxes at this point, which, by the way, I bought 1 blind box from there because I was like, what? But most of them were kind of things like a Hello Kitty blind box or this or this. Apparently blind boxes are the thing in reality now. Love opening loot crates, dude. Then I went to Spencer's, and Spencer's, by the way, I don't know what has happened to Spencer's, and maybe I was younger and I thought it was cool and edgy at the time. But aside from the 6 toys in the back, most of it seems like Temu grade crap. I
always has been. I don't know what he was thinking back in the day, but that shit's been the same for forever.
Walked around and was like, this all is very expensive and poorly made and looks terrible.
This is just, going to Spencer's in your 40s versus going to Spencer's in your early 20s.
I went to a bunch of other stores. They had a Pop Mart stuff, and everything there was way too expensive. I was like, I'm not gonna, this is for a goof. I eventually just said, screw it, I'm going to Walmart. What's going on over at Walmart? And I found the Motherload. Now, I don't know what kids are into, but there was a row of cars and action figures, but then there was the influencer section. And I could not believe it existed. It was kind of
the influencer. Oh boy, here we go.
Shocking to me, the amount of content produced in a sellable form for kids. I wouldn't even call them toys. Just weird stuff with a person's face on it from one of them was sand. And it had Jill Joe's face on it. And Jill Joe, I don't even know who that is. Jill Joe is I'm so happy to sell you sand. So anyway, I bought a lot of it.
So it's just shit that influencers are can I put my face on that and get 10% profits? And they're probably yeah, you could do that, right?
And I brought it here for you. So let's jump in.
Okay.
Starting out, not Jill Joe, but Moriah Elizabeth, the costume collection. featuring Moriah Elizabeth's mystery figures. Now, I've never heard of Moriah Elizabeth. I don't know who this person is. Maybe she does kid content. Maybe she does costume collection content. Maybe at this point, I feel like if I was a company, I would just put a face on a product and promote it as like, yeah, this is Sloppy Jim's favorite game. People be like, whoa, Sloppy.
I mean, straight up, they do that shit with, what do you call it? They do that shit with the McDonald's and Burger King, like all these places, right? They're doing that shit with like, hey, get the Sloppy Jim meal. Right? Get the Sloppy Jim meal down at McDonald's. Get the Review Bra meal. Get the SpongeBob meal. Get the, you know, insert celebrity or singer or whatever it might be, right? Get the Peyton Manning meal. Like, they know that does it, right?
Jim from the internet? All right, so it's literally just a blind box with a thing in it that I guess is going to be a... We'll go through it in a sec. And then...
All right.
This is exactly how I felt while going through the Walmart and looking at all these products. This is what I just got. This guy. This little dude is exactly how I feel when I go to these stores now. I'm like, what the hell?
That is pretty good.
I don't understand what it is. One figure and collect them all. I got Winnie. These are all, there's mystery figures. So it's still just blind box stuff. It's real life
blind boxes,
crates. It's
real life
crazy to me
gotcha.
that this is what kids are into.
Real life
but I
food
get, we
crates.
saw that with the Little Boo Boo thing. The idea of like, what am I gonna get? I guess Magic the Gathering is kind of the same where you have magic cards. You don't know what you're gonna.
I mean, yeah, it's like any card thing. It's the element of like, I could get something really rare, right? It's how gacha, loot crates, all these things work. Like, yo, I could get something really good. There's a chance that I might get something very valuable for not that much, and then you end up spending more than you thought you would get. Or more than you thought you would spend, right?
In a pool. It's that mystery of what the gamble of it.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's also being targeted to like kids, which I don't think is very.
That's kind of the problem too, right? It's targeting kids, so it's like, who then go to their parents like, I want the loot crate, and then they get the loot crate and they're like, I didn't get what I wanted. Which, you know what, maybe we need some more of like kids not getting what they want, right? And learning early on, like, hey, you know what, this loot crate thing, maybe you shouldn't do it, you know? And hey, you know what, maybe you don't always get what you want, right? You know, I'm trying to find some positives here, all right?
Very healthy, but this is a cat named Winnie. And I know it's a cat because of tail and the ears, I guess, but also a frog. Okay, so now I own this, but I don't quite get it. I don't quite get it. Hold on, we're gonna try to open this thing.
All right.
We got a poster, costume collecting, what's inside? And on the back we have little bios, and then coming soon. Oh, how can you say coming soon? That's so fun in me. It's like coming soon, mystery characters to this physical product. Moriah Elizabeth. We're going in. We're going in. Moriah Elizabeth. I got to look this up. Moriah Elizabeth, YouTuber, 10.6 million followers.
10.6 million?
Okay, sure. What is her thing,
What
though?
the heck?
Moriah, what do you do? Goodbye 2025 video, and it's her just with dolls and stuff. So I guess the figures make sense because that's kind of, she has all these plushies in her room and that kind of thing. But like the content, it's so bizarre. It's like kid-related content.
I mean, this is definitely content for kids. Like, it has to be. Or adults that are kids still.
But it seems like it's all merchandising. All of it seems like it's merchandising, like constantly promoting her stuff, like constantly promoting her lifestyle. It's almost...
Well, that's probably the main way she makes money, right? Because I don't think you can't really make ad revenue from YouTube kid stuff, right? Or like very small, like there's something like that, right? So it makes sense that they would be like, hey, we got merchandise, we got things you can buy, we got all this, right? So I can understand that.
It's like Martha Stewart level of everything I do is a brand, it's a lifestyle thing, and you can buy all of it. So Mariah's making more money than God. Great. All right. I now know who that person is. And now she got money from me because I bought this guy who I relate to more and more with each passing second. Okay. Then I mentioned I saw a blind box that I was like, oh, I have to buy this blind box. Also, let's go to town. Me saying let's go to town and pulling out a razor blade is not cool. That's not cool. Okay, but I found this and I said to myself, I have to. Because this is a Friends product, and I can't believe it.
Friends?
Aphmau. That's right. YouTuber Aphmau that I started.
I'm not gonna lie, I legit thought he meant like Friends, like from the 90s. I was like, dude, what kid wants a Friends thing? He wants like Ross, Jennifer Aniston.
YouTube with, who far succeeded anything I've ever done.
24
who's a good
million.
friend and an absolute sweetheart, has Aphmau related products. Now, what this has to do with Minecraft videos that are like, you know, story-based content, but they're all little cats called Meemeows. I'm gonna go to Aphmau's YouTube really quick.
Meemeow.
24 million. At a certain point, if I were to have another 9 million subscribers on my main channel, am I by law required to make blind boxes? Should I just be doing that now? Sure, no one would buy them. But also, again, Aphmau's audience is very, very young, which I assume Moriah Elizabeth's audience is very, very young. And so you can market this stuff
Our audience, very, very not young.
too. My audience, you're all old as shit.
Yep.
I'd have to market alcohol or something. Like blind box weed, bro. You know what you have to do? Okay, sure. Let's open this and see what Aphmau's Meemeows are. I don't even know how this would relate to anything happening in the world of Aphmau. Although I will say, I do kind of dig the aesthetic of these little cats. And then we have another little thing to remind you, gotta collect them all. And then it lists out which ones you can get.
Yeah, you always gotta collect them all, just
Water
like
cat,
Pokemon,
Earth cat,
right?
Fire cat. Is this like some sort of Secret of Mana levels of summons? Where it's like, oh yeah, no, this is like the Earth cat. Oh, mine's white. What is, oh, I got the air cat, I think. Yes, I got air cat. Woo, with the little air tail and wings. What that means, I don't know, but that's what I got.
You got it.
Okay. What's weird is, like, as an adult, when I see things like this, I'm like, oh, that's cute. I could put it like with my computer stuff and do things like that.
Yeah.
But as a kid, what I do with, like, I can't play with it really. It's not
I mean, they probably could. Kids could probably figure out how to play with it, right?
a toy. It almost feels like it's it's kid targeted, but adult things. Does that make?
I disagree. I think kids could probably have a little cat and be like, cat, you are drinking water. Yum, 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 yum. Cat, you're eating food. Meow, meow, meow. Like, I am petting the cat. Like, kids could definitely figure out how to play with it. I think he's wrong here.
Make any sense? Maybe it's part of the, like, kids want to be adults. I don't know. These are just things that you would put in the background of your YouTube video. You know what I mean? Like, you would put it in the background and it would sit back there and it would be like, I collect those, and that shows you who my person.
Again, this is like, I think Jesse, he's thinking too much like an adult still, right? He's not thinking like a kid right now. Like, kids can play with anything. They're like cats. Cat will play with like a broken piece of a Christmas tree. Right? Kids will play with whatever.
Personality is, as a kid, are you gonna be like, hey there, I'm really worrying. Don't worry, come with me on an adventure.
Yes, that's what kids do. Listen, again, yeah, this man, 44 years old, all right? Does he not remember being a kid? I remember being a kid. I had a bunch of action figures, and I'd be like playing with them, like, oh, blah, blah, like doing whatever, right? Like, that's what kids do. I don't know.
Adventure through flight. Okay, but I'm afraid of heights. Like, I don't, what is that? I don't, what would kids do with this? I guess kids have imaginations better than ours, so I don't know.
Hey, speak for yourself. All right, my imagination's still great.
And speaking of figures, I had to, because I saw it, and I thought, well, obviously for us and our love of the show, we have amazing digital circus characters that you can get. I got Kane because I felt like having a ringmaster watch over me and manipulate my life was probably very apt. But I will say, the Kinger one, they didn't have any Kinger. Probably for good reason, because Kinger rules. But they didn't have a Kinger, and I kind of wish I would have got that. They did have a Zooble, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna get Kane.
I like Kane.
So now I have the two big eyeballs, and it almost looks like he's flipping you off. And I'm gonna assume that's the case, but that's him giving himself a thumbs up. This is the premiere collection, and yeah, we'll open it. There's no value in keeping it in the box for me. What's weird is I know, what, they have a card in here, dude? Everyone's favorite ringleader. Charisma 50, empathy 0, ability to hold a train of thought 2. Were those stats I needed to know? Honestly, it's kind of cute. I kind of dig it.
I mean, you know,
He stands on his own. Right? But again, kids full on are imaginationing this because it's like, I'm worried about flying. Don't worry, I could fly with you. And then he just shows up like, hey, I'm here to be weird. Like, how? Again, this just seems like I bought it, and I'm gonna stick it in the background or put it on a shelf somewhere. I don't.
Again, lack of imagination. He's just like, what? It's like trying to explain what playing is. It's just like, what, you do a thing called playing, where you play and use your brain.
I don't know what the toy here is. Collectible? Yes, get it. Collectible. But toy? There were signs that were like, get it for Christmas. All right. What I'm starting to think that maybe these are
like what?
Like this is less Gen Alpha and more of a Gen Z collectible, you know? Because I don't remember having too many.
I mean, it's also a Gen Z collectible as well because it's from a show that you watch, right? So I mean, it's a collectible, sure, but like
just things like this as a kid. Oh, I just showed you a butt. Things like most cats would. Things like this as a kid, I didn't have. I had GI Joes. You could move them and bend them. You could break them in half, and oftentimes you did. I had the Ninja Turtles.
Well, I mean, it's like it's like the same shit, except you can't move it. That he need the imagination to be like, it's hard to imagine this thing with moving arm. Like he needed the movable arms and legs, otherwise, like what? Like I think this is just looking like a lack of imagination to me.
Turtles. I had Transformers. I had all these things that you can manipulate and do stuff with. The only things I didn't have that didn't move were, I don't know how, if you guys remember these, they were like battle beasts, and actually their arms moved. They were little battle beast guys, and they had weapons too, but you would press their chest, and their chest would be, it would like a symbol would appear. Like you get a shark, but you press the symbol, and like that shark's not water, that shark.
I will say, a lot of action figures that were like this, that had like little things that moved and arms, like all these little like pew shoot stuff, those were pretty cool. But like you know, just because they can't move, like look at army guys. Army guys used to just be like little static guys, right? They didn't move, and you could still like use your imagination, play with them, right?
That's a wood shark, and you'd be like, what? That sounds insane, but that's what it was. And that's about as close to this as I can imagine. Now there were those little tiny action figure guys, the wrestling dudes that were from Japan. I never collected them, but I did see them often. But they were like little tiny things and super cheap.
I've never seen those.
These are expensive as hell.
That's got to be more 80s.
Plus, the other ones, it wasn't necessarily blind box. You would kind of know what you were getting. I don't know. Next, we're getting to the good stuff now.
The good stuff. Oh boy.
MrBeast Labs hybrids.
Oh God.
Like, I don't know what this is, y'all. It looks like a vial of goo, except there's no goo in it. And in fact, there are characters that are associated with MrBeast. Dude, I don't even know. And they are, which beast will you find inside? Mystery mix and match action figure inside. All right, even though I think MrBeast is ridiculously
cool,
the idea of like putting together an action figure on your own and making it what you want kind of rips. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I think that's kind of neat. I don't know.
That is pretty sick, but just as soon as it's got MrBeast slapped on it, I'm like,
how to open this package? This thing is, how on earth? MrBeast, how do you open your packaging? Is this one of his games that he makes people play? If you can get this packaging open, we'll give you $1 million. Can I open it yet? Okay, I can. All right, what is this, Mr. Okay, cool. It made it seem like there was more in here, but this is it. This is the Mr. It's like lightning, MrBeast lightning. Okay, so our first pool is
thingies.
A gray rock hand. Admittedly, if I was a kid, I'd be like, oh, rock hand. I don't like that it's gray. That seems lame as shit, but maybe that's the point. Is it supposed to be like stone? Then we got this guy.
Okay.
And he is a MrBeast rhino with MrBeast colors. Conceptually, I can see where this is going. I kind of dig it. Like, I almost can't hate on it, but I will. But I will. Okay, and then we got this body. Oh, a movable rock arm. Oh, money is being invested. Okay, I'm back in. I've never seen anything like this.
Dude, like I said, as soon as something is movable, he's all aboard. Jesse Cox's imagination does not work unless something has the ability to slightly move.
One stage, 2-stage wrapping, but in the end, all we got are the pieces for the same guy. I thought it was gonna be because it's 3 separate bags. 3 different styles, and then you put them together, but it's like go out and buy more. So you might have like this rhino guy, but he has the body of a snake or something. Nope. What I just got is literally, as I put him together, but all I got was this guy. And that's whatever. He moves. He has action figure qualities. Like,
this seems like a thing MrBeast would create.
He's moving. This is a real ass toy, but I thought it was going to be mix and match. So like, you know, different parts for different things. But I guess the point is you want to go out and you buy more and then mix and match. But really, it's still just a blind box. So instead of it being a weird variety of things that lead up to this like Megazord in the middle, really, it's single things that then you can combine for.
Really, it's how do we get people to give us a bunch of money to get something that they want? It's like you gotta buy a whole bunch of things to get the big thing, right? It's just, it seems like a way to really get money out of people, which MrBeast, so of course.
Fun to create other things. I'm kind of disappointed because I thought it was gonna be one thing, but really it's just another blind box. Speaking of the ultimate blind box, ladies and gentlemen, we come to it now at last. The single greatest thing and the last thing I purchased. That's right.
The Skibidi battle bucket?
Filled to the brim with random Skibidi characters. Characters from the hit series. These were almost sold out. I don't think I'll ever create anything as successful as Skibidi Toilet in my entire life. So the battle bucket features characters in the front, but in the back, there's like a whole extra thing. Is this a secret letter from the creator? And he's like, I need your help now more than ever. The thing that I'm realizing is just so much extra crap in these. So much.
Creator lost control.
I need your help now.
Loses control of the series, sparking Bring Boom Back movement in November.
More than ever.
What
the thing that I'm realizing is just so much extra crap in these. Like so much extra plastic. And I know someone's gonna give me some sort of study that was done about like the process of opening a thing and going through it all is really the point. Like I know Apple actually had a thing they put out was like the process of opening your new Apple product is part of the experience. And I feel like that's the case here, but there's just so much plastic. So even though you're getting a battle bucket of 20 battle figures, there is still one, as you can see, one mystery Titan figure inside. And that's this, the mystery Titan. We'll save him for the end because in here you get such guys as, dude, these look like 3D printed things.
They probably are.
So we got one of the Skibidis, nondescript Skibidi man. Oh yeah, collect them all, collect all the Skibidis. And on the back, they have the Titans. So then we have we have a camera guy, but he's got 2 plungers because you gotta take out the toilets. We got a speaker man. So there's so many of these. Like,
to be fair, if I was a kid that liked Skibidi Toilet, this would seem like a fantastic gift.
Like we got a TV guy with other TVs on him. So these are like army figures.
Yeah, they seem like they're just army men.
Back in the day, I don't know if people still do that, but they have the army characters. Can I tell you a story? When I was young, one of my friends and I, when they still had M80s, the fireworks that literally were just TNT, we would go have simulated wars with like all the different fireworks we could buy. And then we would blow up army men to the point where one day we were in my backyard blowing up army men. And my dad came home and saw that we had scorched the driveway and he was so pissed. But his solution wasn't to make us clean it up. He was like, get down and do push-ups. Needless to say, none of my friends ever came around the house anymore because they were all afraid my dad would make them work out.
That sounds like a Jesse Cox family story.
Another Skibidi, except this time he isn't turned. There's a bin of these. It's just like all the army men. Like one was the radio guy, one was the guy sitting down, one was the sniper guy. It's like army men, except it's Skibidi. Because the Skibidis are fighting, it is army men.
Yeah, it's the
Great,
Skibidi
we got a
war.
bucket of army men skinned to be Skibidi related. Honestly, if I was in the army man production, like if that was still a thing, and we were like, we have all this melted plastic and we have nothing to produce because the kids don't buy army men. What do we do? Market it.
There it is.
What it is. It's just marketing.
Yep.
All right. What's our big
What's our Titan?
What is our Titan? No color at all. Just pure white plastic. And my Titan is.
Yep. It's most 3D printed shit, man. They're printing this shit for like nothing.
The flying one that had like the Empire theme. This guy. Or is this the ground guy who ends up getting killed? Whatever the case may be, out of all the things I bought, the item with the most stuff feels like the cheapest.
Yep. I mean, that makes sense.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, times change, I
quantity,
guess.
not
And what
quality.
people think is cool changes. And sure, I'm not a kid anymore. None of this really strikes my fancy. Although, I didn't know you could open his mouth.
I would buy the cane.
You think he's got those photos in there? Now I'm literally doing this. This is what's happening in my life. This is where we're at with this channel. I'm fingering the mouth of... I'm too old for this year.
I didn't need to see that. I didn't need to see that. I don't want to see that. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm definitely too old for this. You know, I'm too old for toys and stuff, but like, you know, I get it. I think, I do think I get it more than Jesse. I think, I understand the imagination and stuff behind a lot of this. However, you know, obviously the blind box thing I think is a little crazy, but you know, who am I to say that? I'm like doing horse girl pulls over here trying to get the the latest horse girls and support cards. Like, I don't know. I guess it's weird. It's different when it's like kids and stuff too, because they're gonna be like, but I guess, you know, it's like pulling Pokemon cards and shit. I did that when I was a kid. You know, who knows what Pokemon cards you're gonna get? So whatever. You know, I think it's everybody's having fun. You know, it's not hurting anybody, right? Like, whatever. Let people do it. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll put another video up. You go watch it or wherever. Okay? Okay. See ya.